He's not serving a sentence, he's there as a remand prisoner. And many convicted criminals who he's met over the years have come and gone. You know, they've served their sentence. When I speak to the family members of other prisoners, they ask me, well, how long has he got left? And I tell them, well, we don't know. And they can't understand how that's possible. Julian faces 175 years in the US. So, you know, it's potentially forever. I'm always concerned for Julian's health. He's been having to go through incredible hardship for the 7 years that he was in the Ecuadorian embassy. It was a small apartment, no outdoor space. He didn't have any sunlight for 7 years. And then he was dragged to Belmarsh, and he hasn't stepped outside Belmarsh, other than in the courtroom, since April 2019. Belmarsh is a horrible, grim place that exists to isolate people, to crush their hope. It has, I think, 3 times the average prison suicide rate, 3 times more than the average UK prison. Julian's lost a friend in Belmarsh prison in November 2020, committed suicide. And that's because it's a terrible environment. And he has very little stimulation. He describes it as sensory deprivation. He describes prison as a meat processing factory. They just keep them alive. This is the problem when I talk about Julian's case. For the average person, I think it just sounds so incredible when you talk about the CIA or this Las Vegas mogul, or, you know, security companies trying to steal nappies. It sounds like maybe like a fiction film, but this happened to us, you know. There's evidence in court cases. This is how badly they want to silence Julian. They're capable of anything. Experienced it. I've seen what they've done to Julian. In the embassy, once the government turned hostile, they tried to harass him, isolate him, create an environment that was so arbitrary and so uncertain, to try to dehumanize him, to try to take away all his agency. But it's not just what happened in the embassy. It's accumulation of forces trying to crush Julian, crush his public image, crush his legacy, lie about what Wikileaks does, what his motivations are, what he said, what he thinks. An incredible campaign to deceive the public. A case like Julian's, which is the most significant press freedom case of our century, which raises the most fundamental issues about what it means to live in a democracy, about our ability to know what governments do in our name, with our money. The fact that governments cover these things up, and if they're exposed, they will go after you. It's just such a shocking case. What's happened to Julian is, it's monstrous. It's the worst things happening to the best person, or the worst forces attacking the greatest virtues, and getting their way for the most part. Yes, a campaign to isolate him, to make his life very difficult inside the embassy, and then to lie and discredit him, to create a political environment that would allow his expulsion from the embassy. And that was facilitated by media in this country. Those claims were just received unquestioningly. Summarily removing a person's political asylum and having UK police drag them out of an embassy is legally, well, completely illegal from an international law perspective, but at the very least politically controversial. And no hard questions were asked there. The political and media environment was shaped so that Julian could be arrested.